What are your goals in life? Are you more motivated to do something when it is something that you really want to do? Are you more committed to reach your goals because you know you can get assurance from others? These questions are related to what we are going to discuss today, which is the material or economic self. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the lesson 10 of our course this semester. Today, we're going to discuss two concepts: the material or economic self and the spiritual self. First, we're going to discuss the material or economic self. I am Ganchese A. Concepcion, your first reporter for today. The material or economic self is affected by different factors. Some of these are personal accomplishments, your economic status, and your attainment to social reality, which is a concept that we are going to discuss later. It is how individuals perceive themselves according to their commitment to their goals, knowing their own capabilities and having a sense of control, and even gaining acknowledgement from others. Under the material or economic self, we have our main concept, which is the symbolic self-completion. This concept refers to when individuals seek social symbols of attainment regarding a certain goal which is important to self-identity. It also states how individuals define themselves with different titles such as being a musician, being an athlete, being a businesswoman by engaging in different activities that are related to these titles. It can be pursuing a degree related to the title. It can also be getting a job that is related to the title, or whatever that helps them gain recognition from others that they are having a progress which is important to completing their self-definition. Most importantly, the symbolic self-completion can be spelled out using three concepts. We have the commitment to goals, we have the symbols of completeness, and last but not least, we have the social reality. First, we are going to discuss the concept of commitment to goals, and specifically, self-defining goals. The concept of commitment to self-defining goals basically just says that individuals are more motivated to do something when it is self-defining. According to Lewin, goal-specific tension becomes active only as long as the person is involved psychologically in the process. In other words, when a task is important on an individual in a personal level, the resumption effects were strongest. This is according to the concept of Obsi and Kina. Meanwhile, for individuals who don't really find a task important to them, the goal-directed attention system is not present. The concept of commitment to self-defining goals is often associated with the mini theory under the self-determination theory by Desi and Ryan, which is the cognitive evaluation theory. This theory states that motivation is based on the satisfactions of behaving for its own sake. It means that the task is really important to a person. Also, according to Sheldon and Elliott, individuals experience greater satisfaction and fulfillment when they pursue self-concordant goals. These self-concordant goals are those goals that are aligned with the person's core values and interests. In summation, the concept of commitment to self-defining goals is a happening in which individuals are more motivated to do something when these goals are self-defining. Now, how can one recognize a self-defining goal in contrast to other kinds of goals? Self-defining means that people predicate of themselves some quality which corresponds to their sense of control and own capabilities. It can be about being a parent, being an athlete, or being an artist. Self-defining means some aspects of an individual's identity, values, and goals that are intrinsic and essential to their sense of self. These are characteristics, beliefs, and objectives that individuals use to define themselves of who they are and what is really important for them. Now that we've defined the term self-defining, the concept of commitment to self-defining goals would be clearer to you. Now, let us move on to our next concept, which is the symbols of completeness. The symbols of completeness are those that are potentially recognizable by others that indicate an individual's social standing with respect to their self-defining goals. At a very rudimentary or basic or simple but important level are those simplest self-descriptions such as when a person who is teaching at a university introduces herself as a scientist. These symbols of completeness embody the realization of one's potential and the actualization of one's authentic vision for a meaningful and fulfilling life. This is a concept proposed by Riff in 1989. And according to Sheldon and Elliott again, these symbols of completeness are tangible markers of progress, growth, and success that affirm one's self-competence, agency, and fulfillment. However, the human is not solely dependent on these kinds of open self-characterizations. That's why we have this another concept called the status symbols for immediate social acknowledgement. We have three groups of status symbols. First is the background experience or training requisite to the activity. An example of this would be education, like pursuing a degree, and another would be having a formal training for a job. Second status symbol is occupying a position or status that furthers the relevant activities. An example of this would be having the vice president position in a certain organization or being a CEO of a certain company. And last but not the least is the performance of the act itself. It can be being a musician now, or a lawyer, or simply by remaining highly active in musician-like or lawyer-like activities. Last but not the least, we have this concept of social reality. Now in social reality, we have this term called the tension reduction. When we say tension reduction, it is like finding ways to solve a problem or finding ways to reach a certain goal. Now in the concept of social reality, the tension reduction potential of a substitute task depends highly on whether solving this certain task or reaching this certain goal carries a social reality. Now, what is this social reality? This social reality is this what we call the acknowledgement that we can get from others when we do something or when we reach a certain goal. Now, according to Mahler, the substitute task had tension reducing properties only when the solution was announced to the experimenter. And once an individual was acknowledged for having solved the problem or reaching a certain goal, it becomes now a social tact, which serves as a self-defining symbol. With that, Cooley said that self-definitions come into being and remain stable only by virtue of the acknowledgement of others. And that summarizes the whole concept of social reality. That individuals gain pride and honor when others acknowledge them for having solved a certain problem or reaching a certain goal. In relation to that concept, Cialdini and Goldstein said that societal and cultural norms shape individuals' goal settings, behaviors, and priorities by defining socially acceptable standards of achievement, success, and behavior, and complying these societal or cultural norms can impact individual self-perception, aspirations, and goal pursuit strategies. Under the concept of social reality, we have two concepts which are the social reality factor and the broadening the social reality. Now, in the concept of social reality factor, an individual only feels a sense of progress when other people acknowledge him or her. They only feel that they are taking steps toward a certain goal or a task when others acknowledge him or her. With that in hand, in the concept of broadening social reality, the individual now tries to enhance the sense of completeness by trying to inform more people about it, or more generally, or in other words, enlarge the scope of individuals who could potentially acknowledge the progress that she or he has done. With that, we've just completed our discussion about the material or economic self. Once again, the material or economic self has this concept called the symbolic self-completion, in which it can be spelled out using the concepts of commitment to goals, the symbols of completeness, and social reality. Under the commitment to goals, individuals are more motivated to reach a goal when it is self-defining or gives them honor or pride. Meanwhile, in the concept of symbols of completeness, an individual feels a sense of completeness using the three groups of status symbols. First is the background experience or training requisite to the activity. Second is occupying a position or status that furthers the relevant activities. And last but not the least is the performance of the act itself. And the last concept we have discussed is the social reality, wherein individuals feel a self of completeness when they are acknowledged by others. And that ends our discussion about the material or economic self. Now let us proceed to our discussion about the spiritual self, which will be started by Miss Rica Nova B. Saliote.
Just as a candle cannot burn without a fire, a human cannot live without a spiritual life. Good day, everyone. Today, I am going to introduce to you our assigned topic, which is the spiritual self. And also, I am going to explain what is religion, spirituality, and its difference, the role of religion in a society, the theories of religion, and religion organized. So, what are we waiting for? Let's start. The body is believed to be made up of three components: the body, soul, and spirit. The body is the physical being that responds to stimuli and communicates with the surroundings. The soul compromises the emotions and thoughts of a person, while the spirit is the intangible aspect that communicates with the deities in the spiritual realm. Now, what is religion and spirituality? What is religion? Religion, it is an organized system of ideas about the spiritual or supernatural realm that is accompanied by rituals. Religion is essentially a structured belief system centered around concepts of the spiritual or supernatural, often accompanied by rituals that serve to reinforce and express those beliefs. It provides a framework for understanding the world, mo- morality, and the purpose of existence, usually within a community of believers. And also, religion is a set of organized beliefs, practices, and systems that most often relate to the belief and worship of a controlling force, such as a personal god or another supernatural being. Here, it emphasizes the structured nature of beliefs and practices that revolve around a central controlling force, which can be a deity, supernatural entity, or even philosophical concept. Religion serves as a framework for understanding the universe, providing moral guidance and offering a sense of community and purpose to its followers. Is spirituality is an aspect of the divine and supernatural, but is oftentimes limited to the individual with no need for any formal organization. This is the search for meaning and direction in life, and the ways by which one may preserve this. Here, spirituality delves into the realm of the divine and supernatural, but is often more personalized, with less emphasis on formal organization or structured practices. It is about individuals' quest for meaning, purpose, and direction in life, as well as the methods they use to cultivate and maintain these aspects. Spirituality can encompass a wide range of beliefs, practices, and experience, tailored to the unique journey of each person. Spirituality includes a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves, and it typically involves a search for meaning in life. This definition of spirituality highlights its intrinsic connection to a greater existence beyond the individual. It emphasizes the pursuit of significance and purpose in life, often through introspection, exploration, and connection with higher realities, whether that's through religious beliefs, philosophical insights, or personal experiences. It's about finding a sense of belonging and understanding within the broader context of existence. Now, we are done explaining religion and spirituality. Now, let us proceed to its difference. While religion and spirituality are related, there are differences between the two. Spirituality is an individual practice and belief, Whereas religion is centered on a set organized practices that a larger group share. It is possible to be spiritual without being religious. While both involve a connection to something greater, spirituality is more personal and individualized, focusing on personal beliefs and practices. Religion, on the other hand, involves organized practices shared by a larger community or a group. Importantly, one can be spiritual without adhering to any specific religious tradition, as spirituality is more about personal beliefs and experiences rather than following established rituals or doctrines. Let's proceed to the role of religion in society. First, to explain things. Religion often provides explanations for fundamental questions about existence, purpose, morality, and the afterlife. This explanation can vary widely among different religious traditions and interpretations. Next, to establish order. Religion can play a significant role in establishing and maintaining social order by providing moral guidelines, ethical principles, and behavioral norms. Next is to justify things. Religion is often used to justify various beliefs, actions, and social structures. Religion can offer a comprehensive worldview that incorporates moral, spiritual, and social dimensions, which can be used to justify individual and collective behaviors within a society. Next, to provide support. Religion can serve as a source of support that addresses not only the material and emotional needs of individuals, but also their spiritual and existential concerns. Next, socializes people. Religion serves as a powerful force in socializing individuals by imparting moral values, fostering community cohesion, and providing a sense of identity and purpose within a society. And lastly, vehicle for passage into a different domain. Religion offers a path for individuals to attain salvation through faith, good deeds, or adherence to religious teachings, with the promise of entry into a blissful afterlife or state of enlightenment. Now, let us proceed to the theories on religion. First is the cognitive. It imparts meaning and value to the world. Through religious narratives, doctrines, and rituals, individuals derive explanation for existential questions such as the purpose of life, suffering, and death. Next is the psychological, how people adapt to extreme fatigue and tension or stress. Religious rituals, prayers, and spiritual practices provide a sense of solace and comfort, helping individuals find meaning and purpose even in challenging circumstances. Lastly, social function looks at the relationships of people, unity, and conformity to the majority. Shared religious beliefs and practices create a sense of belonging and solidarity among individuals, leading to the formation of supportive social networks. And now we are down to the final part of my report, which is religion organized. Organized belief in the supernatural. Religion typically involves belief in a transcendent, supernatural realm inhabited by gods, spirits, or other divine beings. These entities are often considered to possess powers and attributes beyond those of ordinary humans. Next, fulfills numerous social and psychological needs. Religion provides a sense of community and belonging, offering individuals a place where they can connect with others who share similar beliefs, values, and experiences. This sense of belonging can help reduce feelings of isolation and loneliness. And last, in the last 10,000 years, no group of people have gone existed within religion. Always remember, as human beings, the exploration of our spiritual selves can offer numerous benefits and fulfill important needs such as meaning and purpose. Understanding our spiritual selves can provide a sense of meaning and purpose in life. It helps us make sense of the world around us and our place within it, contributing to a deeper understanding of our existence and guiding us toward fulfilling our potential. And also, inner peace and well being. Exploring our spiritual selves often involves practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and self reflection, which can promote inner peace, emotional balance, and overall well being. Relationships and community. Spirituality can foster. And that ends my report. But always remember, as human beings, the exploration of our spiritual selves can offer numerous benefits and fulfill important needs. First, meaning and purpose. Understanding our spiritual selves can provide a sense of meaning and purpose in life. It helps us make sense of the world around us and our place within it, contributing to a deeper understanding of our existence and guiding us toward fulfilling our potential. Second, inner peace and well being. Exploring our spiritual selves often involves practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and self reflection, which can promote inner peace, emotional balance, and overall well being. Third, relationships and community. Spirituality can foster a sense of interconnectedness with others and the world, leading to more meaningful relationships and a stronger sense of community. Fourth, transcendence and growth. By transcending the limitation of the ego and connecting with something greater than ourselves, we open ourselves to growth, transformation, and self actualization. Lastly, facing life's big questions. Human existence is fraught with existential questions about the nature of reality, the meaning of life, and what happens after death. Exploring our spiritual selves can provide insights and perspectives on these profound questions, offering solace, comfort, and and a sense of transcendence in the face of life's mysteries. While exploring our spiritual selves is not a requirement for everyone, many individuals find it to be a deeply enriching, fulfilling aspect of their lives. That's all. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Pamia K. Abdullah, and today I will discuss the different religion and its symbols, religion of myths, modern major religion of their myths, and lastly, myths. Symbols. In religion, symbols are objects, images, or rituals that hold significant meaning and represent deeper spiritual or religious concepts. There are three symbols: the iconography, sacred objects, and the rituals. Iconography. Symbols like the cross in Christianity, the crescent moon in Islam, or the lotus flower in Buddhism carry symbolic meanings. Sacred object. Religious symbols often include sacred texts, statues, clothing, or architecture that convey spiritual truths. Rituals. Symbolic action and rituals such as baptism, prayer beads, or incense burning are integral to religious practices. Religion of myths. Religion's myths are narratives or stories that explain the origins of the universe, humanity, and divine beings with a religious framework. Creation of myths. Many religions have creation stories that describe how the world and humanity came into existence. Heroic myths. Myths often feature heroic figures, prophets, or gods who exemplify virtues and values for flowers. Moral lessons. Myths convey moral teachings, cultural values, and beliefs about the nature of reality. Modern major religions and their myths. Major religions like Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Judaism have foundational myths that shape their beliefs and practices. In Christianity, the Bible contains creation myths, stories of prophets, and the life of Jesus Christ. In Islam, the Quran includes narratives of prophets like Adam, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus and such. Hinduism. Hinduism myths feature gods and goddesses, epics like the Ramayana and Mahabharata, and stories of karma and reincarnation. In Buddhism, Buddhist myths include the life of Siddhartha Gautama, the historical Buddha, and tales of enlightenment and compassion. In Judaism, Jewish myths encompasses stories of creation, the Exodus, and the covenant between God and Jewish people. Myths are traditional stories or legends that explain natural phenomena, control practices, or religious beliefs within a specific society. Symbolic language. Myths use symbolic language and narrative structures to convey deeper truths and meanings. Cultural significance. Myths reflect cultural values, norms, and beliefs, providing a foundation for social identity and cohesion. In interpretation, myths are subject to interpretation and adaptation over time, reflecting changing societal contexts and values.
Good day, everyone. This is Angelita Manulan, and this morning we will discuss about worldview, functions of religion and spirituality, religion and rituals, and passaging rights. First, let us start our discussion with worldview. Worldview is the collective body of ideas that members of a culture generally share concerning the ultimate shape and substance of their reality. This is the framework of beliefs, values, attitudes, and assumptions through which an individual or a group interprets and understands the world around them. It encompasses various aspects such as philosophy, religion, culture, and personal experiences. It often shapes their understanding of morality, purpose in life, and the nature of existence. In addition, myths also help to shape a culture's worldview, the way they look at the reality. Aside from being a source of entertainment, myths also work to form a culture's worldview by offering explanations, moral instruction, identity reinforcement, symbolism, and a sense of connectedness to the larger cosmos. They affect how people view themselves, other people, and their surroundings and help a culture develop a common concept of reality. What functions do religion and spirituality serve? Religion serves the most important purpose of facilitating spirituality itself, but it serves other functions as well, including those that are psychological, social, and physical. First is they reduce anxiety by explaining the unknown and offer comfort in times of crisis. Second, they provide notions of right and wrong, setting precedents for acceptable behavior. Third is, through ritual, religion may be used to enhance the learning of oral traditions. Religion and rituals. Religions have rituals or ritu. It is whatever is done with belief. A ritual is a series of acts conducted primarily for symbolic purposes. It may be required by a community's customs, especially by a religious institutions. It can fulfill religious obligations or ideals, satisfy practitioners' spiritual or emotional needs, strengthen social bonds, and more. Now let us move on to the two types of ritual. First is according to the calendar or calendric. Calendric rituals are festivals or ceremonies done at specified periods of the year depending on calendar cycles. Examples are New Year's Day, Ramadan, and Christmas. Second is based on crisis. Crisis rituals are often intended to assist people or groups in dealing with a difficult or traumatic occurrence. Examples are funerals, grieving rituals, and healing rituals. Now let's move on to religion and rites of passage. Let me introduce to you Arnold van Gennep. He is first to recognize the rites of passage in 1909 to commemorate social shifts in people's lives to demonstrate a change in their social status within their communities. He observed that rites of passage have three stages, namely separation, transition, and incorporation, and that during the transition stage, the individual must cross a threshold or alignment from their previous social position or status to a new one. First is rites of separation. Rites of separation involves the separation of the individual from society. An example here is that in a tribal community nestled deep in the forest, a young person named Kaya reaches a pivotal age. To mark the beginning of her journey into adulthood, she undergoes a rite of separation. During this stage, Kaya is secluded from her usual daily life. She retreats into the wilderness with an elder from her tribe, symbolically leaving behind her childhood. To continue the scenario, let's move on to rites of transition. Rites of transition is the temporary separation of an individual before inclusion into a big group. During Kaya's time in the wilderness, she is guided by the elder through a series of challenges and teachings. She learns survival skills, tribal traditions, and receives spiritual guidance. This period of learning and self discovery represents the liminal phase where Kaya is neither fully a child nor yet an adult. She grapples with uncertainty and transformation. Next is rites of incorporation. Rights of incorporation is the new state or condition. The individual is returned to the big group. After successfully completing her time in the wilderness, Kaya returns to the village for the rites of incorporation. The tribe celebrates her transition into adulthood with a grand ceremony. Kaya undergoes symbolic rituals such as receiving tribal markings and a new name. She is warmly welcomed back into the community, now recognized as a contributing member and a guardian of tribal knowledge. In this scenario, the rites of passage for Kaya follow a traditional pattern of separation, transition, and incorporation. These rites are deeply rooted in the tribe's cultural beliefs and serve to not only mark individual milestones but also strengthen communal bonds and preserve cultural identity. Through this rite of passage, Kaya emerges as an empowered adult, ready to embrace her role within the tribe. Now, lastly, we have rites of intensification. Rites of intensification is used in times of problem or crisis in order to unify, reduce fear, or mobilize people into action. Now, a scenario for this is amidst a severe drought that threatens the community's livelihood, the people of a rural village come together to perform rites of intensification to appeal to their ancestral spirits for assistance. The village elders gather the entire community in a sacred clearing near the river, where they conduct elaborate ceremonies, including chanting, drumming, and offering of food and water. The rituals are intended to strengthen their connection with the spiritual realm and invoke blessings for rain. Every member of the village participates in the rites, from the youngest children to the oldest elders, they engage in communal prayers and dances, expressing their collective desire for relief from the drought and the revival of their crops and livestock. The rites of intensification serve as a powerful symbol of unity and resilience. By coming together during this crisis, the villagers reaffirm their shared identity and mutual dependence on the land. The ceremonies instill hope and determination, fostering a sense of solidarity as they face adversity together. Although the drought persists, the community spirits are uplifted by the rites of intensification. The rituals remind them of the importance of their cultural heritage and strengthen the resolve to persevere through the crisis, buoyed by a renewed sense of purpose and communal support. And now that's the end of my lesson. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope that you will get the gist of the whole report for this morning. Thank you so much.
Let's move on to our next topic, which is the 7 ways to improve your spiritual health. Spiritual element of wellness can be the most personal piece of the puzzle when trying to place all 8 dimensions of wellness together. Generally, people like to live a life with meaning and purpose. When these goals are met, it puts harmony in one's life and others they surround themselves with. So here are the 7 ways to improve your spiritual health. First, explore your spiritual core. By exploring your spiritual core, you are simply asking yourself questions about the person you are and your meaning. This is where you ask questions like, who am I? What is my purpose? What do I value the most? These questions will lead you to a road where you will think more in depth about yourself. It's like you're curious about yourself, like who you really are. Next, look for deeper meanings. Looking for deeper meanings in your life and analyzing occurring patterns will help you see that you have control over your destiny. Being aware of these can help you achieve a healthy life. It is like you want to know something more about you, so you go deeper in finding meanings about your life. You want to know why is this happening or why is it like that and others. Number 3, get it out. Expressing what is on your mind will help you maintain a focused mind. After a long day or significant event, you may feel confused and not able to make sense of your feelings. By letting it out, you're able to move forward without any distraction, and you are able to think in peace. Number 4, try yoga. Yoga is a physical technique that can help you improve your spiritual wellness by reducing emotional and physical strains on your mind and body. It is a healthy way to improve your spiritual health because you're able to relax and remove all the negative vibes inside you, and it can also improve your flexibility. Moving on to number 5, travel. By taking time for yourself to travel to a comforting place or somewhere new can do wonders for your mind. When you're at a place where your mind can keep out from distractions and help you reflect and rest, you'll have a better connection with yourself. When you're at a place where your mind can keep out from distractions and help you reflect and rest, you'll have a better connection with yourself. This allows you to release all the thoughts and negative vibes inside you. You get to distract yourself by going places you're comfortable with. Number 6, think positively. Once you start viewing things in your life in a positive manner, you'll be able to find yourself thinking differently and refocusing your mind to a happy, healthy place. When you are a positive person, you are a happy and a healthy person because you are able to live a life that is away from negativity. Lastly, take time to meditate. While managing your time in daily tasks can be hard, it is crucial to devote time to connecting with yourself. Whether in the morning when you wake up, during your lunch, or before you go to sleep, take 5 to 10 minutes to meditate every day. This is where you can communicate with yourself, like you are able to make yourself calm and relaxed. You're able to keep your cool and not to have negativity in your life.
Congratulations! You've made it to the final point of this video. Those are the important concepts that we need to tackle about the material or economic self and the spiritual self. Before we leave, we just want to say that your presence matters and we are so proud that you were created. Thank you for listening and stay safe and well and have a great day ahead.